And starting at your arch, give yourself a little bit of a foot massage. So starting toward the arch, moving the pressure toward your toes. You could start at your big toe and then come back to just above the arch, actually like kind of like at the lower part of the ball of the foot, and then draw out. Let's see if I can turn this way so you can see. Draw out toward the toes. And then I like to stay in the same place with the thumbs on the bottom of the foot and fingers on top. And as if you are spreading apart your toes, as if you're moving apart the bones of the feet, not at the toes, but the bones of the feet along the top of the foot. So now I would turn this way so you can see that. So bringing my fingers as if you're kind of like fanning out a deck of cards, and your toes will respond by spreading apart. So I kind of like to do this first. Turn again. Now you can take your fingers and thread them through your toes. So if this is unfamiliar to you, you know, be gentle here as you move your toes apart. And it's as if you're shaking hands with your feet. If you are practiced at this, you know that it's nice if you can get the toes close toward the webbing of your fingers. So getting down in between the toes and getting close into the webbing. But if this, again, maybe one of the first times you're doing this, don't worry about, please don't force it. I was gonna say, don't worry about forcing it. Don't ever force it, but do what works best for you. And then once you get there, you can press into your hand to draw the toes back, and then allow the toes to come forward. So flexing and extending the toes. And if this is a little unfamiliar for you, you know, check in with your breath. Make sure you're not holding your breath or bracing. You can make some circles now with the ankle as you do this. And then pause here, and slowly remove that. You might like to try threading with the palm at the top of the foot and threading in the opposite direction. Might be a different experience for you, might work better, might be a little more challenging. Again, if this is new, do the best you can. And then use this as a supported tool to move your foot around at the ankle as you hold the ankle with the other hand. And then you can go ahead and remove that. And I like to take that foot, put the sole of that foot down, and see if you have some space between your toes now. You might not. Go ahead and bring your fingers to the tops of your feet and use the pads of your fingers to gently draw down, press down as you're shifting the weight and the pressure down toward your toes. So a little massage off from where your foot meets the legs off toward the toes. A little bit of circling around the ankles. Yeah, and that's one foot. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So change your posture, support yourself maybe in a different way. And we'll start with thumbs on the bottom, fingers on top. If that works best, maybe the opposite works best for you. That could actually work better for you. Thumbs on the top, fingers on the bottom, to you know, press toward each other, fingers and thumbs. And as you do that, at the top of the foot and bottom of the foot, notice how moving the bones of your feet there will move your toes apart. And that's really what we're trying to get at. We're trying to increase the space that our feet take up. When you're done with that, go ahead and thread your fingers through your toes, between your toes. The more space that your feet take up, the better balance you'll have, the better sense of grounding you may feel through your practice. and through your day as you move through different tasks that you might do during the day. So thread palm to sole of the foot first. Check in with your breath, make sure you're not holding or bracing. Do what works best for you. This isn't going all the way here. That isn't for everybody. Threading webbing to webbing, that doesn't work for everybody. So do what works for you. Find a little bit of circling in the ankles and flex and extend those toes using the support of that hand. And then remove the fingers. Try it from the other side. So palm to the top of the foot and thread through. So the thumb is closest to the big toe, obviously, and the pinky is closest to the little toe so that the sizes kind of line up. And same thing, a little flex and extend at the ankle and at the toes. And then remove the fingers and plant the sole of that foot down. Take a look at the space between your toes here. Go ahead and use your fingertips to press down and out gently. I mean, we're not using oil here, so it won't glide as smoothly as it might if you were using oil, but press out toward the toes. And then use your fingertips to circle around the ankles. And notice, see how your feet feel now after that.